Hello friends, welcome back, and in this lesson we are going to talk about MySQL. More specifically, how we can use MySQL in Azure. So let's move forward. MySQL is very simple to use open source database management system. It is used to be one of the leading open source relational database, and it used to be mainly used for Linux or Apache, PHP, Stacks related app. There are several editions available for MySQL, especially the community one, which is the free version. And this is not just free version, this is probably historically one of the most popular version for database management system. And it used to be used for web applications, those who used to run under the Linux. This is also available for Windows also. And then we have standard and enterprise edition. A standard edition offers very high performance, and this is uses in different technologies for storing data. Enterprise edition, this provides a comprehensive set of tools and features, very enhanced security, availability, scalability. So this is really a full-fledged enterprise version, and of course both standard and enterprise are paid version, they are not free. So when we want to use MySQL in Azure, there is a service, Azure Database for MySQL. So we create a resource or we instance of this particular service in Azure. This is PaaS service, platform as a service. And of course this uses the MySQL database engine in Azure. So PaaS service means it is managed by Azure. So that means all the availability, performance, scaling, security, administrative, all kind of maintenance work, everything will be taken care by Azure. All we have to do is just focus on the development. Similarly, it provides the security. You have option to choose the security for data, to secure data at rest and in motion. Automatic backup is taken care by Azure, and you can restore this for last 35 days. And this server also provide connection security to enhance firewall rules that actually require the SSL connections. And many server parameters enable you to configure server settings like lock modes and maximum number of connections and timeouts. So this is really a very enterprise level enhanced security options we have in Azure Database for MySQL. And there are monitoring tools available to monitor Azure Database for MySQL. You can add an alert, you can view the metrics, you can set up for the logs. So all these general common monitoring functions and tools are also available for Azure Database for MySQL. And how you can connect and interact with Azure Database for MySQL using MySQL Workbench. So this is a very famous tool which we use to connect with MySQL on premises. The same tool we can use to connect with Azure Database for MySQL in Azure. So we are going to have a demo. In that demo, I'm going to create a database, Azure Database for MySQL in Azure. And then we will see how we can connect this Azure database using MySQL Workbench. So let me jump back to my portal and show you how we can create this database. All right, friends. So right now I'm inside my Azure portal and I'm in my home page. So if I click on create a resource here, I can search for Azure Database for MySQL. And you can see it here, Azure Database for MySQL, and I can click here and it will open a window which can be used to create a new instance. So I will click on create here, and I have two options here. One is the single and another one is the flexible. Flexible is a very new option we have. This is still in preview, but right now for this demo we can use the single server. So I can click on create here. So we have to fill this form to create instance of this resource. The very first option is a subscription. As of now, I'm using pay as you go subscription. So I will choose that. You can choose whatever subscription you are using. And the next is the resource group. I will choose my resource group. And once again, resource group is to organize all the resources into a different category so that I can manage them properly. And here I have to choose the server name for this database, and SVR MySQL is available, so that is good. In the next step, I have to choose the data source. Do I have any backup? And should I use that backup to create this database? No, I want to start with the blank one. So I will keep it as a none, which is the default one. And next is the location. I will choose West US2 as my location. Version 5.7 is default, which is fine. And here I have to choose the configuration. We have three options here: basic, general purpose, memory optimized. And you can see that in basic, we have up to 2 vCore available. In general purpose, up to 64 vCore. And in memory optimized, this is really very optimized for high performance applications. And we have up to 32 vCore, 32 vCore available actually. But for this demo one, I think basic one is fine. Even in the basic one, I will choose the minimum configuration to reduce my charge, because I just want to show you a very simple example. And this bare minimum configuration is pretty much okay for that, but still it is going to cost me $25 per month. But we are going to delete this resource after this demo anyway, so I'm fine with that. Let's click on OK and move forward. And here I have to provide my username and password, which I will be using to log in this database later. All right, for some reason my password is not matching. Give me a second. All right, so this is good. And I can go to additional setting, but I don't want to change anything as of now. Let's go to tag. Everything looks good. So just click on review and create. And here you can see all the configuration which we have chosen. And I will click on create here. Now it may take a few seconds or maybe a few minutes to create this resource for me. Meanwhile, we can go ahead and download MySQL Workbench. So I'll go to Google and I will type MySQL Workbench and let's search for this, and I should get a option to download this tool. So using this link, download now, you can download this MySQL Workbench. This is free, and we are going to use this tool to connect with our Azure database for MySQL. So this is still working and it may take few minutes. I will stop my recording here. Meanwhile, you can please download it, install it, and you start it, and we'll start from there once this deployment complete. All right, so you can see that our deployment is completed successfully. So I will click on go to resource to go inside this brand new resource. All right, so by default, we are in the overview page of this new resource. And here you can see that some of the configurations we selected while provisioning this resource, like we have the location here. Right now, status is available, but you also have an option to stop this database here. And this will also save you some money if database is in stop condition status. Another option, you can reset the password here. You can restore and take backup also manually if required. Now, another important thing here to note down is we have the server name here and the admin login name here. And we need both of these to log in and connect from Workbench, which we are going to use in few minutes. But before that, I want to make sure that my laptop IP address is added in firewall. So for that, under the settings, I will go inside the connection security here. And I have option here to add client IP, and this is going to take my laptop ID and add in the firewall so that I can connect from this service using a tool at my laptop. So I will click on save here, and this is all required to add my IP in firewall. This may take a few seconds. Meanwhile, we can go into Workbench and we can start connecting with this Azure database for MySQL server. All right, so I hope you have already downloaded and installed this MySQL Workbench. And right now I'm at the home page, and right here I have option to create a new connection. So if I click on this plus sign here, this little pop-up came up, and I have to provide my username and password and other information here to connect with the Azure database for MySQL. So first of all, I will give name here for the connection. Let's say Azure MySQL, and host name will be the server name. So I can take it from here and I can just paste it here. The next is the username. Once again, I will come here and I will select server admin login name, and I will copy it from here and I will just paste it right here. And next is the password. So I will click on store in vault and I will provide the same password which I configured while provisioning this resource. So let's me click on OK here. And then let's test the connection if it's able to connect successfully. And you can see that we have successfully made the connection with MySQL. So I will click on OK. And once again, I will click on OK to create a connection here. All right, so let me connect with this new connection. So let me click here for Azure MySQL. And with that, I should be able to connect with the new Azure database for MySQL server. So let me paste my simple queries here. And through these queries, I want to make sure that you understand that using this tool, I can run both the DDL as well as DML commands in Azure MySQL database. So the first one is to create a database. So I will say create database AdventureWorks here. So I will select this command and I will click on execute, and you can see that my database has successfully created. Now let me use this database while running other commands. So I will say use AdventureWorks here. And now we are using AdventureWorks, and now let's create this table here, customers table created successfully. And I can add these rows into this table, customer table, and you can see that rows successfully added here. And the last is we want to see that both the rows or all the 3 rows, or in fact the 4 rows we just inserted into this table. So you can see that using Workbench tool, how simple it is to connect with Azure database for MySQL server, and we can run all the commands and all the queries required to manage, to run, to use this database. So the last thing I want to make sure that once again, if you're not going to use this database, so let's delete this database. So I will select the name of this database here, which I will need to delete this database. Let's click on delete, provide the database name here. And once again, I want to make sure that we remember that this step is irreversible. So if you have created your database or tables, or you have some kind of data inside it, you want to make sure that you take backup of that data before you delete this, or you want to make sure that you're not going to use it, because once it delete, it's not going to be restored. It's a permanent delete, and all these resources which are related to this database will also get deleted. So I've given my database name here, and all I need to do is to just click on delete, and it will take few seconds to delete this database. And this marks the end of this lesson. Thank you.